The story begins with an old man named Corp, who is the lead character of the story. Corp is actually a traveler who has no one destination. Half of Corp's life was spent in extracting gold from the ground, and its search is still going on. Corp is accompanied by his pet dog and horse, whom he loves a lot. These two were also the passengers of his journey, and in this way, his life was going on. One day, he finally finds a small piece of gold, which gives him more hope. He began to feel that if so much gold could be found in this area, then there must be gold buried in the surrounding areas as well. With this thought, from the very next day he starts digging. He digs hundreds of pits. Months pass by here, but his search continues. During this search, he is also afraid that no one will see him, so he keeps peeping outside while digging the pit. But still all his efforts fail, but he continues digging. His hard work pays off, and he gets a lot of gold. So much gold that my descendants can sit and eat it. Corp is very happy to see this. He shouts with happiness, and also becomes emotional. Now Corp collects all the gold, thinking that now he will earn good money by selling it. But he did not know that this gold has brought his death with him. Corp now loads all the gold on his horse and leaves for the city along with his pet dog named Sonu. On the way he sees Nazi soldiers. They were abducting some girls. Commander Corp starts to look suspiciously at him, but Corp ignores him and moves on. A Nazi soldier tries to shoot Corp, but the commander stops him. He says that he himself is going to the mouth of death. Let him go. In fact, another team was coming behind them, spreading gunpowder on the ground. Corp sees that many innocent people were killed and hanged on the way. On going ahead, a soldier stops the core and starts searching it, where he comes to know that Corp is carrying so much gold that even if all the 7 generations of those soldiers eat it sitting at home, the money will be saved. Corp understands what is about to happen here, so he sends his Sonu away from danger. When Sonu was running, the soldiers opened fire on him, but Sonu survived. On the other hand, hearing the sound of gunfire, the soldiers who were moving forward understand that the old man must have been killed. Here the soldier was troubling Corp, making fun of him, which made Corp angry. Corp takes his knife and thrusts it across the soldier's head, seeing which the rest of the soldiers lost their lives. In such a situation, they all together attack Corp, but Corp alone has the ability to send them to the other world. He kills them all. Here we understand that he is old, but brave and strong beyond limits. At the same time, hearing the sound of gunfire, the commander turns the tank. Actually, he is a smuggler. Don't know how much gold he will have. In such a situation, now even the commander greedily starts running his tank behind him. Soon they reach near Corp and start firing indiscriminately at him. To avoid the bullets, Corp gallops his horse and comes out a short distance. The commander also stops the firing, because he knew that Corp was walking to his own death. Corp had come to the place where gunpowder was spread on the ground. As soon as the horse's foot falls on the gunpowder, the horse goes away and falls. Corp is badly injured, but alas, his beloved horse does not survive. Seeing his horse dying, he feels very sad. He starts crying, but without wasting time, he starts collecting the scattered pieces of gold. The commander had also come there with all his companions. The commander orders his comrades to shoot him, but before he can shoot him, Corp hits a piece of stone on a bomb dynamite, due to which it gets blasted, and smoke spreads everywhere. Then all the soldiers start firing indiscriminately at him, but Corp tries to save his life with the shield he has. Now the commander sends some of his men to kill him. Now because there was gunpowder spread all over the ground, the soldiers who were moving forward to kill the cores were killed. Now the commander could not let his other comrades die like this. That's why he sends the girls he had abducted as pawns, so that if gunpowder is available in front, they can be killed. Meanwhile, a soldier tells the commander that the old man we are after is not a common man. He is a dangerous commando. He is so brave that he alone is enough in any battle, and our seniors have ordered us to stay away from that old man. In the meantime, we come to know the story of Corp. In fact, during the war, the Russian army had destroyed his entire family, due to which he got angry and single-handedly killed the entire 300 soldiers. In such a situation, the army found him and tried to kill him. But when he did not die from them, he was left alone in the jungles. And seeing his bravery, he was named Corp, which means one who never gives up and never fears. The commander's companion says that so many of our soldiers have been killed, and we could not even shave his hair. This is not a good sign. We should go back. But the commander has been greedy ever since he saw the gold, so he continues to follow Corp. Just then we see Corp, who hides behind a burning vehicle. Then he sees that he has a bullet on his leg. That's why he starts shooting himself, although he was in a lot of pain while doing this, and he had also become very weak. During this, his eye gets caught. Only then he hears some voices. Corp sees that the soldiers have arrived. That's why he hides under their moving truck. But then his eyes fall on the army dogs, who could easily catch him by sniffing them. That's why he pours petrol on himself so that he is away from the reach of the dogs. Then a soldier comes to know about the leakage of petrol, so he stops the truck. In such a situation, Corp gets a little nervous. Fearing to be caught, he starts running away from there. But the commander's companion starts firing at him. One bullet even hits Corp's leg. The commander forbids his comrade to fire and releases the dogs on him. To escape from the dogs, Corp sets himself on fire, as his whole body is covered in petrol, so his whole body catches fire and the dogs retreat. Corp was lucky that there was a pond, in which he jumps. Now seeing this, the ground slips under the feet of these officers. What is this after all? He does not die at all. The commander gives the order to fire, but there is no movement from this. That's why now he sends some of his soldiers into the water by means of a kayak. Those soldiers jump into the water to catch Corp, but Corp catches each one and sends them to the other world. Corp's power was not only on land, but he was also the king of water. In such a situation, he runs away from this pond too. Corp had fled, but his pet dog Sonu remained. So now a new plan comes to the commander's mind. Corp had now come to a deserted place, where there was a Kandar-type petrol pump. Corp goes inside to rest him as he was badly injured. Then Corp heard Sonu's voice. As soon as Corp sees Sonu, he is very happy to see him. But his happiness turns into sorrow in an instant, as there was a bomb on Sonu's body. Corp throws the bomb away from Sonu's body, but just then the bomb explodes. Corp walks away and falls, and he faints. When he opened his eyes, the commander and other soldiers were in front of him. Who hangs Corp there? They go away from there after killing Corpa with satisfaction. Now what do you think, was Corpa killed? No, it is not that easy to kill Corp. He puts his feet on a nail so that he escapes from the gallows for a while. In the morning, due to the forceful passing of a plane, the rope became loose and came down and broke. And Corpa survived. Both the pilots of the plane come to this pump. As soon as they see Corp, one of them comes to kill Corpa. But before he kills Corp, very cleverly Corpa gets his work done and injures one. Corp then begins to bandage himself. He was stitching his wounds with iron wire. Seeing this, the life of the pilot becomes haram, because he had never seen such a person in his life. Now Corp had to take revenge on the commander, and at the same time go to the city to sell the gold. That's why he takes the pilot with him, because he needed a pilot to fly the plane. Now the commander was moving forward with his soldiers. Only then the same plane was found in front of them, which had now crashed. On checking, they find that someone has hanged the pilot to death. The surprising thing was that it was the same rope with which they had hanged Corp. And seeing all this, the commander was very upset. He tells his companions to stay alert and move forward. In the truck in which the girls were being abducted, a soldier was talking about the corpse. Hearing his words, one of the girls starts smiling at their stupidity. The girl says that you will never be able to find Corp. 300 soldiers have already lost their lives trying to capture him. So what are you in front of him? Now the very next moment, Corp attacks one of the soldiers and kills him, and himself comes inside the truck. Seeing Corp inside the truck, the girls support Corp. Corp slowly kills the soldiers along with the girls and moves on. After that, those girls kill the driver of that truck and take it completely under their control. And then she indiscriminately fires at all the other soldiers, killing them. Corp then climbs onto the tank in which the commander and his comrade were. Seeing this, the commander sends his comrade out to fight him, but Corp easily overpowers him. Corp jumps down from the tank with him and beats him to death. Only then 2 soldiers come here. In such a way the commander's companion thinks that they have come to save me. But when he sees Corp, he leaves his bike behind and runs away, because he was already familiar with Corp's famous exploits. Now, without killing the comrade of the Corp's commander, he takes the bike and leaves from there. After that, those girls bring their guns there and surround him from all sides, because it had tortured these girls many times. There we see the commander who meets the pilot with the help of one of his companions, because he was about to take them away from Corp's reach. But while leaving, the commander shoots his own colleague. Sitting in the plane, as soon as the commander starts flying with the pilot, Corp reaches there with a high speed and fires indiscriminately at the plane. Corp manages to break the glass of the plane with bullets, but in the end the plane takes off. The commander was feeling happy that his life was saved. But Corp was not going to leave it like that. He was hanging below the plane. Corp manages to get inside the plane after a million attempts, but the commander arrives to fight him. The two begin to fight, but this time Commander Corpse is getting the upper hand. The commander kills Corp by beating him to death. Before now, the commander would have killed Corp. Seeing the opportunity, Corp attaches the hook to the missile, whose rope was held by the commander. Without delay, Corp jettisons the missile and the commander goes along with it. The missile explodes on the ground below and the commander is killed. After a while, Corp sees that the pilot has died of his wounds, due to which the plane is slowly tilting towards the ground. Now Corp did not know how to fly the plane, so he tied himself up and sat in the back of the plane. The plane gets completely destroyed by falling down. After a while, we see a man emerge from the swamp. Surprise, it was none other than Corp, who had survived even such a big accident. After this, Corp takes the gold and goes to the city to sell it. Corp scatters all the gold on the counter. All the people around are quite surprised to see so much gold. In exchange of gold, Corp demands big notes from him. And with this, the story ends. In the end, I would like to tell you that if you also want to know where the gold is hidden, if you also want to dig for gold, then do 100 million likes on this video. After that, I will tell you where the gold is.